On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name's Matt.
Hiya, Matt.
Good to be here.
How are you?
Good. I'm just looking at my calendar. Guess what baseball game is coming up soon?
I know. I have the same tickets you do.
You and I are going to the Brooklyn Cyclones game on July 2nd.
All right.
That was a big pause. This is Seinfeld night number 3, third year that the Brooklyn Cyclones are hosting an unofficial Seinfeld gathering of sorts.
Perhaps the biggest Seinfeld gathering and recurring. Every year, Seinfeld fans flock to Coney Island to watch the Brooklyn Cyclones play. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Last year you were able to come. It was a lot of fun. This year, John O'Hurley will be there, Mr. Peterman himself. We're going to get Roger McDowell bobbleheads.
Second spitter.
There's also a Peterman bobblehead to give out. There's a lot of fun activities, Seinfeld related, like there's the Junior Mint Toss. I'm sure they're doing the Elaine dancing competition again.
Mm-hmm. Go Jamie.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be a hoot.
Yeah. I just wanted to let our listeners know, if you'd like to go, the J. Peterman ticket package is sold out. That gives you like a box seat and the chance to meet John O'Hurley. I think they only have just regular tickets left. Regardless, you might still get a chance to meet John O'Hurley, though, even if you don't get the package. Because last year, Vinny, you and I did not get the Kenny Bania package, but we were just walking around, and Steve Hytner was just standing there talking to fans, and we walked up and chatted with him, got a photo. It was great.
Yeah, there was a table set up and a line, and you could just really just stroll up and get one, regardless of if you had the package. So Come on down.
Mm-hmm. And really, what other opportunity is there to hang out with other Seinfeld fans, this many, and just, walk up to complete strangers and talk about Seinfeld if you want.
In recent memory, you can't think of any other than the Hulu event from last year, both in New York and LA. And then if you ever make a trip out to Tom's in New York. But where else are you going to converse with Seinfeld fans?
Oh, well, hey, there's also Seinfeld trivia, thanks to Trivia AD.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, if anyone, I don't know what's going on in July, but if you come out for the Cyclones game, I'm sure there'll be some Seinfeld trivia nights around that date too. You could check out in the city. But whether you're from the New York area or you're flying in, it's a fun day. You can go to Coney Island for a while and get some Nathans, I guess. I don't know.
We did that last year. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. But this year, if you're at the game, Vinny and I will be sure to post some pictures on Twitter and Facebook to let you know what we're wearing. And if you want to come up and say, hey.
Hello.
That's it. Okay. Whew. It's really tough to record when the air conditioner's off, gotta say.
Oh, you a little warm?
Yeah. Do you have yours on?
It's off right now.
Really? You're not sweating?
I'm a little sticky.
Oof. Oh, sticky. Vinny, I thought we could keep the top of the show rather short this week since we have a lot to discuss in this week's episode, but a little plugola of the week. Wanted to mention a website out there called trippypins.com. Met a guy named Brandon at Seinfeld Trivia the other night. He makes, designs, sells these really interesting pins. They're not button pins like anyone could make. They're these really unique
works of art.
Yeah, but they're trippy. They're all trippy.
Oh, trippy.
A little psychedelic. Just really interesting pins that he sells on his website. But the reason he came to Seinfeld Trivia is they have an H.E. Pennypacker pin. This has Kramer in like a business suit. He's got his pipe. Looks really intense. Incredible design. I'll post a picture online. They also have a Jerk Store pin, and Brandon told me that they are working on more Seinfeld pins. But I wanted to give all of our listeners a heads up here. If you want to check them out, trippypins.com. They're also on Etsy. You can get some Seinfeld pins or other designs. They have a ton for you to check out. One last thing before we move on. If you'd like to support Seincast, the show you're listening to right now, we have two options for you. You could leave us a rating and review on iTunes. That's much appreciated. A lot of our listeners have done that already. Thanks to everyone who has taken the time to do that. Also, you can donate to the show, which is a huge help with monthly hosting costs and getting a new show out each week. You can head over to our Tumblr page and look for the tab at the top that says donate. If you're on a mobile device, it's probably not going to show up. You'll need to use a laptop or a desktop to access it. But there's a link in our show notes if you'd like to donate to the show. Thanks, of course, to everyone who's done this so far.
Thank you.
Vinny, if listeners want to send us their thoughts on this week's episode, have a Seinfeld page, website they want plugged, or just want to say
hello.
Yes. How can they do that?
They can say hello at signcast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram.
Giddy up. What episode we got this week?
We have the 7th episode of Season 6, The Soup. Written by Fred Stoller, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired November 10th, 1994.
Very excited about this episode.
Freddy boy.
A lot going on, man, from Fred Stoller to introducing one of the most memorable secondary characters.
Oh, yeah.
To wrapping up, I think, the greatest double dip of all time.
True. Yep.
We can talk all about all of that here in trivia. But before we do that, I want to let our listeners know, we kind of, I don't know, said each week in those early episodes, hey, on this show we go in a production order, not air date order. If you go back to those early season 1 episodes, do you remember this?
I remember we were trying to be sticklers, and we fell off the wagon at some point.
Well, there was this thing in the early seasons when, okay, so for those that don't know, you have production order, which I think is when the episodes are, I might be totally making this up, basically greenlit, like once work starts on them. And that isn't necessarily going to match up with air date order, but we noticed in those early episodes, the production order kept continuity alive. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the air date order, sometimes the continuity gets screwed up. Like, the deal should really be the finale of season 2, yet the busboy technically aired last.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Also, there's that Stranded episode that aired in season 3, but it was produced during season 2.
It was the only episode where they're wearing coats, and it was like not wintry, but a cold season episode. Mm-hmm. And then it was sandwiched by summer episodes, not wearing coats.
Well, even more noticeable, George worked for, Rick Barr?
Yeah,
Rick Levitan. He was a realtor in that episode, but he was fired from that job a season ago. So, yada, yada. We try to stick with production order to help with continuity, but we noticed with these later episodes, like in season 6, sometimes it's better to stick with air date order. They kind of got a handle on continuity. So if you're following the DVDs, you might have to skip around a little bit. Long way to say we're talking about the soup. Anyways, something more interesting, though, Vinny. This title got me thinking of the Soup Nazi and how similar the titles are, especially when I type in Seinfeld the Soup. I always get the Soup Nazi first.
Yeah, and I think upon early watches in our Seinfeld career, if we're seeing, hey, the soup's on, you're thinking you're gonna see Soup Nazi, but oh no. There's a different episode for that. This one is a completely unrelated bowl of soup.
This is the OG soup episode. Can you think of any, you might look at my notes, don't cheat. Oh. You might have already done it.
Too late.
You're a bit late for that. Can you think of any titles that are similar to the Soup Nazi, like titles that share the same word?
Well, I think it begins and ends with the Chinese restaurant woman.
Yes. Chinese restaurant, Chinese woman. I also thought of the parking garage, parking space.
Huge.
Both season 3 episodes.
Also, and it's funny, the alternate side has to deal with parking spaces too, right?
And also I threw in handicap spot because they're all dealing with parking, moving,
Yeah.
Everyone's squeezing and smelling. I've also got the little Kicks and the little Jerry.
Okay. 2
very different little things, but,
You also have the Bizarro Jerry to go up against the little Jerry.
Wow, you just blew my mind. Where was I on that one, dipshit? Now, this one is not exactly the same word, but the library bookstore, kind of similar, right?
That works.
Yeah.
Has to do with books. Books.
And then remember that Larry Charles penned script that never was finished. They never completed filming The Bet. You've brought this up. That shares a similar title with The Contest.
Very true. I like that. It's deep. It's only for the Seinfeld aficionado would get that one.
Mm-hmm. But if any of our listeners can think of other titles that are similar like this, please let us know. Either share the same word or are sort of the
theme.
Theme. We're interested in that sort of thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Vinny, let's talk about the writer of this week's episode, Mr. Fred Stoller. Very excited to get to his episodes because he seems to be one of those writers who has gone public about his negative experience on Seinfeld.
Yep, he's probably the most outspoken Seinfeld writer to date. He's got 2 books out. He's got the I think the Kindle, what do they call it? Like the single shot edition, My Seinfeld Year.
Yeah, it's called My Seinfeld Year, which I think is a chapter in his book.
And then he's got his book. What is it called?
Maybe We'll Have You Back.
That's it.
It's sitting on my shelf right now. I have yet to read it.
Oh, very good.
You read My Seinfeld Year, though, right?
I did. It was an amazing look into what it's like to be a writer on Seinfeld. Lots of behind the scenes stuff, and he really does not shy away from giving you the positive as well as the negative experiences he had while writing for his 1 year on Seinfeld. And the cool thing is that they actually brought him back as an actor in later seasons because they liked him so much. You remember he played the part of Fred, Fred Yurts.
He's the guy that's can't remember Elaine, and she gets really frustrated. Like, why doesn't this guy remember me? We met at Katie Ash's party. He's like, oh, someone played tic-tac-toe on the bathroom wall.
Remember the X's one diagonal left from top to bottom?
Yeah, he's great. We've brought him up before, I think. He has a podcast out there called the Fred Stoller Podcast, I think. He's also on Instagram. We follow him. He posts all the time. He seems to be a really interesting guy. I'd love to sit down and chat with him someday. But Vinny, we also know him from other TV shows and movies. He's not only a writer, but he's an actor, as you mentioned. I know him best from the minor role in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah. Get off the phone.
Mental punches him, through the glass in the phone booth. But you recently have been watching a sitcom, which he features on.
I'm hooked on Everybody Loves Raymond, and I just learned that he plays the cousin Gerard, and I haven't gotten to his episode yet. I have a feeling it's coming up, but that's his book, Maybe We'll Have You Back, chronicles all his brief, minor, 1 episode up to 6 episode stints on these TV shows. And he was in Friends, basically all these, TV shows, the current comedy sitcoms he's been on.
Yeah. Real interesting guy. Been around for a long time. In fact, that podcast that I just mentioned, I remember making you listen to the first episode with Larry Hankin, where Larry and Fred really come clean about the experience of being a guest star and how difficult it is really to survive off of that kind of income. And I didn't know this, but if you're a guest star, you have to reach a certain number of episodes in order to get royalties.
6.
And Larry Hankin was on Friends as the neighbor, right?
Mr. Marble. Mr. Heckles? Oh, God.
Mr. Marble. Oh, God.
Thank you. It's happening again. What? Mr. Heckles. Mr. Marbles is the puppet.
Larry said that he was killed off after 5 episodes, so he missed that.
Yeah.
That 6, that magic
and
6.
I remember watching Friends. He was that recurring character, the ornery neighbor. And once I was like, wow, this is a cool establishing character they have. And then all of a sudden, dead, boom, gone. And that explains perfectly what happened to him.
And Larry Hankin, if people don't remember, he played Tom Pepper in the season 4 finale, the pilot. I know Sam Cass and Steve Scroven, also Seinfeld writers, have been on the podcast. So everyone should check it out if they want a weekly dose of Fred Stoller. I can't believe we're getting to his episode. It just always blows my mind that we're in that second half of Seinfeld already.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Now, I think, Vinny, we should talk about one of the most memorable secondary characters on Seinfeld, Kenny Bania.
And probably one of the more adored of Jerry's nemesis.
Nemesis.
Thank you.
He's not the worst. I think Newman takes that top spot, but he's pretty close to that.
He's got a glowing like air about him that you can't help but like this guy. He's annoyingly charming, whereas Newman's just pure evil.
Right, of course.
But I think we like him more just because he was such a nice guy. We actually had the pleasure of meeting him. So how could you not love Kenny Bania?
I don't know if I've told the story on here before. I must have.
You had to have.
Okay. Well, I think a couple of months before we ever started Seincast, and we were debating, should we do a Seinfeld podcast? I had a really long day at work, went really late. I think it was like 10 o'clock by the time I got to the train station. And I'm just really mad that I had to work that late. And I'm like, what was it all for? And I looked to my right, and there's Steve Hytner with some friends of his, I presume. They were all dressed in black, which I thought was interesting. And I'm like, I think it's him, and I kind of follow him through Penn Station, just casually keep my distance. And sure enough, I see that this group is about to part ways. He's going to get on like Amtrak or something. And I realize this is my chance to say something. So I go up to him and I'm like, oh, hey, Mr. Hytner, my name's Matt. I'm a huge fan of yours, yada, yada. And he was so nice. He was like chatting with me. I asked, hey, could I get a photo with you? And he took a photo with me, and it was incredible. And it just made like the whole day better. I'm like, oh, thank God I worked really late and I got a chance to run into him. All right, fast forward to last year when we're at the Brooklyn Cyclones game and, we're getting our photo with Steve and chatting with him. And I'm like, Steve, I ran into you at Penn Station, I don't know, a year or two ago. And it was just totally random. And I just wanted to say thanks for, taking the time to chat with me and grab a photo. And I thought he was lying at first, but he's like, oh, I totally remember you.
And now get out of here.
Yeah. I'm like, really? How could you remember me? And he's like, well, I remember because I had just come back from a funeral and we were dressed all in black. That's why they had all the black on. And I'm like, oh my God. I started apologizing, I think. Oh. I felt so bad.
I'm sure you were a ray of shining light in this otherwise gloomy day. He came from that funeral and he had a fan come up to him, so he probably a little sparkle.
Yeah, there you go. But once again, Steve Hytner, he will stop to chat and take a photo with you, even if he's coming from a funeral.
I also love that he's still involved in Seinfeld to this day. Like he went to the Cyclones night last year. He was at the table read in the Curb Your Enthusiasm Seinfeld reunion show. So he still embraces his Seinfeld fame and all the fans that adore him.
Mm-hmm. And like Fred Stoller, he is a guest star of sorts. He's appeared on several sitcoms. Mm-hmm. But we know him best, of course, as Kenny Bania here making his first appearance on Seinfeld. And it's funny, we brought up during the movie how similar the Pat Buckles character was to Kenny Bania, if you remember. Yeah. And I'm just, as much as I love Pat Buckles, I am so glad we got Steve Hytner as Kenny Bania. It's just like one of these things, Jackie Chiles, David Putty, just one of these things that just works out perfectly.
Oh, yeah. This is a Hall of Famer in terms of a Seinfeld secondary character.
Absolutely. Now, one last thing to talk about here before we move on is a double dipper. Her double dip has ended. This is Tracy Collis, who we brought up way back in the Ex-Girlfriend. She played Marlene. She's wrapping things up this week as Kelly the waitress. And Vinny, I remember back in college, we were watching the DVDs, and I think it was... Yeah, it must have been The Trip, the first episode of season 4. And you're like, look at that cop. I think that cop is Jake Jarmel. Mm-hmm.
It looks just like him.
the Juji Fruit boyfriend. And I'm like, you're crazy. You wouldn't have the same actor playing two different characters. And sure enough, we went to IMDb and we're like, oh my God, it's the same guy. And this is, I think, really what sent us down the road, or at least you down the road, because you have a better eye for this. Of spotting these double dippers.
This is my favorite thing about rewatching Seinfeld is to see which actors have come back to take on a different role. And for some reason, Tracy Collis was the most jarring because her look completely changed. And even she did, she had the Southern accent in her first role, and now she's just playing a regular accent here. But she's like a chameleon.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. It's insane what a haircut and an accent will do to just make you unrecognizable. And when
a good actress.
Yeah, that too. When we realized that this was a double dip, this one just blew my mind because it's in front of you this whole time. And I think it's very I don't know, understandable if you don't catch it the first time.
The other double dipper that sticks out to me most is the names are blanking on me. Natasha from Renitzis.
Oh, right.
And then she played George's ex-girlfriend in the baby shower.
Yes.
I forget her name, though.
That one now is super obvious as well, but you just never, again, different hair. Accent.
Attitude. But what's sad is I think we're running out of double dippers because the show's getting so big that they're either bringing in these bigger named guest stars or just they're not bringing back the same actor, But still fun to when you do stumble upon one.
Mm-hmm. Back in season 4, I kind of worked ahead and I mapped out all the double dippers for the future episodes, and I think we only have a handful left.
Sad day here on Seincast.
Very sad. But let's lighten the mood, Vinny, and get started with this week's episode.
If you have a close friend and they get involved with someone in a relationship, it affects your friendship, doesn't it? Because it's like you were a comedy team, and now there's this third person. It kind of throws off the timing. Who's on first? I don't know. Dear, who do you think is on first? In fact, whenever a friend of mine starts with a new girlfriend, he should just say, I look like the person you used to know, but I've been modified to survive in this relationship. In other words, if we're having an argument and she's there, I may say I totally disagree with you, but what that means is I'd like to help you out, but I'd rather continue to see her naked.
This stand-up makes me happy because it's Jerry doing a bit based on his comedy heroes. He absolutely loves Abbott and Costello. So to see him work that into the show brings a smile to my face.
Absolutely. The whole who's on first routine, that's probably the most classic comedy bit of all time.
Oh, yeah. And then for him to kind of explore the friend-girlfriend dynamic where, one of your friends gets a girlfriend. I don't know, dear. Who do you think's on first? And I feel like that's something I'm going, you and I are going through with now. I know you're going to bring it up. Now that I have a young lady in my life. But the dynamic really does change. And you kind of got to adapt to it.
I always love that Jerry delivery. I don't know, dear. Who do you think is on first?
Yeah.
Speaking of the Who's on First skit, which everyone knows, I've never gotten an opportunity to bring this up, but one of my favorite In Living Color skits is between Damon Wayans and David Alan Grier. They play Louis Farrakhan and Al Sharpton, and they're doing Who's on First, but instead they have terms like, Whitey, Charlie, Jews. It's just all over the place. And if I can find it on YouTube, I'll include it in our show notes. It's one of my favorite in Living Color skits. In fact, I was Googling, Jerry and Abbott and Costello, and Jerry actually sat down with Bob Costas to talk about baseball and Abbott and Costello. If anyone's a fan of baseball and comedy, I'll try to find a link and include that in our show notes as well. First scene of the episode, we're at Monk's. Jerry and George are ordering some lunch. Jerry's like, I'll get the turkey club without the bacon.
And I got the bacon club without the turkey.
God. Oh boy, lots of flirting with Kelly the waitress here. We've never seen her before, but you can tell that she and George have some kind of rapport. They're.
Oh yeah.
She's like, you don't want me to get tough on you.
Why? You think you can beat me up?
You wouldn't want me to mess up that beautiful face of yours.
Stop it! He hits her with the menu.
I love George. I just hate seeing him this happy for some reason.
Why? It seldom happens. Let him enjoy it.
Oh, it just doesn't feel right. This waitress, Kelly, tells George, you don't want bacon. In fact, I'll surprise you. And after she walks away, George is just smitten, wonders, does she think I actually have a beautiful face?
Well, they do work on tips.
Which is something I've carried with me for years.
Oh, yeah? That stuck?
In life, just whenever someone treats me really well, I'm thinking, wait, am I tipping them at the end of this? And if I am, they probably don't mean it.
Yeah.
Well, George wonders, if she likes him, who is he? Maybe she could. Maybe she sees something. Is it possible?
No.
No.
Not possible.
Not possible. We should mention that Jerry is barely listening to George in this scene. He's just thinking about the omelet he should have ordered instead.
Yes. That's a classic little moment for me. The omelet. Damn.
Yes.
Hits the table. You hear the silverware rattle.
Yeah, this episode is very quotable in little ways. Well, Elaine arrives. Turns out she just got back from a 5-day trip to England with Mr. Pitt.
Hey.
She also met an Englishman, and they really hit it off. So much so that she's flying him in with her frequent flyer miles on an open-ended ticket he can return anytime he wants. And this is when Jerry notices someone who's just arrived.
Oh, no, it's Kenny Bania.
Who's he?
Oh, he's this awful comedian.
Hey, Jerry!
Hey, Kenny! Elaine, George.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great. I've been working out. Went from a size 40 to a 42.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm huge. Well, I'll leave you guys alone.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, Jerry, you know what just hit me? I was thinking, what size suit are you?
I'm a 40, why?
I just got a brand new Armani suit, doesn't fit me anymore. You want it?
Well, I don't know if I...
Oh, come on. Why should it just sit in the closet?
An Armani suit?
Take the suit.
Well... Okay, I guess.
You gonna be home later?
Yeah.
I'll drop it off.
Hey, new suit.
Yeah, lucky me.
Here, I personally made you a cold chicken sandwich. It's not even on the menu.
Oh, this is fabulous.
There he is, Steve Hytner, being introduced as Kenny Bania, the always excited Kenny Bania. This he actually was in 6 episodes of Seinfeld, and I'll run through them here: the Soup, the Secretary, the Soup Nazi, the Fatigues, the Butter Shave, and the finale. He was also in Face Off, and as well as Eurotrip, the Jeff Schaefer, Alec Berg, David Mandel movie we talked about last week, and as I mentioned earlier, the uncredited role in Curb at the table read.
Only 6 episodes.
Feels like more, right?
Really does. He really leaves a mark. I'm glad to hear, though, he hit that 6, though, that we talked about earlier.
He earned it.
It's good to know.
I love, from this clip, I love the, we're working out. We're from a size 40 to a 42. And that always sticks to me, too. I'm like, oh, we're kind of the same size, me and Banya.
Yeah, I'm huge.
I could wear that jacket.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, more to come later, of course, explaining Kenny's motivations. But at the end here, Kelly drops off the cold chicken sandwich, not even on the menu.
Oh, this is fabulous.
I feel like we do that a lot when we go out to eat.
Oh, yeah. Mouthful.
Mm-hmm. It's the food equivalent of not every day.
It really is. Good one. Did we mention that in the script, Banya's first name originally was Alvin?
Alvin, like the chipmunk. Wow.
Exactly.
What do you think? Alvin Bania.
He's such a Kenny.
Yeah. Something about the name Kenny, too. Just...
Kenny.
Oh,
Kenny.
there you go. It's kind of like a childish name, like a little boy name.
Yeah, I can't see him as a Kenneth. It's too formal.
Or Ken.
But Kenny or Ken. Yeah, Ken is like very suave. Somebody Elaine would date. It is.
Yeah, but there's just something about Jerry and Kenny. It just sounds like 2 little kids who, one doesn't like the other, but the other one keeps hanging around.
Oh, stop it.
Well, next scene we're...
Wait.
Oh.
Is it worth... It, I think it's also worth noting that the original opening of this scene had Jerry and George contemplating what they would do if they ever found a piece of kryptonite. And George says he would try and sell it. So remember we always talk about Superman references in the show? Here's one that was in there but didn't make it.
Oh, interesting. Well, there you go. Next scene, we are on the sidewalk here, kind of a continuation. George is still thinking about Kelly the waitress, and Jerry's like, why don't you just go and talk to her?
Talk to her.
Why don't you just go talk to her? Wayne's World reference.
Yes.
Cross that
Very
one off. Something I don't remember Jerry ever saying, that this blew my mind, was she's not going to put them on the glass.
You don't remember it, or it took you aback?
It took me back just because I didn't remember it. And I think I know this episode better from the bootleg episodes I had. But even then, they wouldn't cut that line out of the syndicated version. I just don't remember that line. at all in this
really?
episode.
I'm the complete opposite because this sticks out to me and how maybe I'm a prude, but how risque it sounds coming out of Jerry's mouth, and that this waitress is gonna put her boobs on the glass for him.
Boobs.
Aren't they boobs?
Vinny.
Or is it butt?
Please, we have a clean rating.
Excuse me. Bleep that out. I didn't realize this, but this is a reference to a Sir Mix-a-Lot song.
Yeah, that's what kind of threw me off. Not the content of like, oh, this is risque, but it feels like a Hammer Time reference.
No.
No?
All right. I see what you're getting at, but I think of it more as like she's not just gonna, show you her.
She's not going to take it out.
Exactly.
Right.
George has to put in some effort, is what I'm getting at.
Of course.
To ask her out.
Well, this is when Jerry and George discuss the walk back in, and it's the toughest move in the business. George equates it to no man's land. How you might have to crawl all the way back.
Get in there.
You can really see him laughing at that moment.
I think this was the first time I noticed Jerry with that smile, and they chopped the scene right there, so that you don't see him breaking.
Right.
But that's what makes the show great. We always fawn over when we see Jerry laughing, enjoying a scene. But this one really sticks out to me.
Absolutely. I love that term, that's the toughest move in the business. No man's land. And it really is. Can you remember back to those days where you meet someone for the first time and you either have to walk in or ask them out? I mean, my God, I can't think of anything scarier.
Because the fact that you're walking back into the restaurant, crossing the threshold, going to talk to that waitress, she knows, she can pretty much assume why you're doing it,
right.
That you're interested in her. So yeah, it immediately reveals your intentions, which I know in the Seinfeld world is bad.
Mm-hmm. It kind of has hints of the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, Porno Gill, when there was kind of a big fight. There's this big brouhaha at a party. Larry got kicked out, but he has to go back in for his keys or whatever.
His watch,
that's it. And it's sort of the same thing of the walk back in, totally different circumstances, but... And
he pleads with Cheryl, don't make me do the walk. Don't make me do a double goodbye. I just did a goodbye. I don't need to do a double goodbye. No.
Well, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Kramer arrives just as Kenny, not Kenny Kramer, Kenny Bania buzzes to drop off the suit. Now, I like how Jerry's at his kitchen table, and he's like, all right, come on up.
Yeah. You can hear the disdain in his voice for Kenny.
Right, he can't even be bothered to stand up and go up to the intercom, or at least be polite to this guy. He's sending him so many signals. I don't like you. Now you're at my place. I seem
to recall throughout the episode, even when Kenny talks, Jerry kind of winces as if nails on a chalkboard. He even finds his voice revolting.
Right. Well, Kramer explains, since his kidney stone last week, hey, remember that?
Huh?
He's decided to get rid of his refrigerator, and he's only eating fresh food.
Plus, he could use all the extra space, say put a dresser in there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that sounds like it's going to...
pay off with the Farbman, maybe?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, Kenny arrives with the suit.
Here you go. Yeah. You didn't think I was really going to give you a suit, did you?
Well, you're giving him the suit?
That's right. And it's Armani.
Armani? Hey, Armani, Jerry.
Yes, yeah. I heard.
Come on, try it on.
No, it's okay.
No, come on, I want to see how it fits.
All right.
There you go. Yeah,
okay.
Oh, boy, look at that. That looks great, huh? I can't believe you're giving him this.
I don't even want anything for it.
Well, he's very generous, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I'll tell you what. You can take me out to dinner sometime.
Dinner?
Yeah, you buy me a meal. Can't get a better deal than that.
No, you'll never get a better deal than that.
All right, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, all right. Ooh, look at that, Armani, huh?
Yeah, that's a deal. That's a terrible deal. I don't want to go out to dinner with him. I'd rather make my own suit.
Of course. I don't even want anything for it.
Oh, and he's relaying that information to Kramer, how how good a Samaritan he is. I'm just giving it to Jerry out of the goodness of my heart.
Oh my God! And Steve Hytner is so good. The delivery, the hands always on the hips.
He's always on. Kenny Bania got the big smile.
Seems
And again,
so exhausting.
I like to describe Bania's character as pleasantly annoying.
Pleasantly annoying.
He's always got a smile on his face, always cheery, but yet it's slightly irritating to Jerry. That
it's funny too because I'm sure we both have acquaintances who we find annoying, but the other one might not get it. You know what I mean? Like you could be complaining about someone and I don't get it. I'm like, oh, they seem like such a nice guy.
I feel like I'm the annoying acquaintance to my friends.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the Kenny Bania in my circles sometimes.
I think I'm the Kenny Bania of everyone's circle, pretty much. So yeah, right there with you. What do you think about that deal, though, of giving a suit for a meal? Is that fair?
I think it's a fair trade, although I don't like that Kenny's the one who brought it up. Had Jerry said, "Hey, let me take you out for a meal. I'll take you to dinner."
Right.
That's I'm like, that's great, tit for tat. And
but Jerry has to do something. Like you can't give someone an Armani suit. Like even if I gave you an Armani suit, not that I'm like, all right, Vinny, what are you going to do for me? But I would hope you would do something.
That's like societal etiquette, right? And Jerry should know this, being a guy that curiously, always likes to delve into the protocols of society, right? So he should know better. But because he hates Kenny so much, he wants to get this guy as far away from as possible.
I want to take that back. I feel bad. It's not like I would expect you to do something for me, but yeah, I don't know.
You can
scratch
slightly cut that out.
What do you think? Would you do something if I gave you an Armani suit?
Yeah.
And what would we do?
Oh, here's an example. I had my neighbors who are friends with. We go to the gym together. They're a couple. They went out of town for a week, and they asked if I could watch their dog. So the dog stayed at my house, took it for walks. And they said, "How much can we pay you to watch our dog for the week?" I was like, "No, you don't have to pay me anything." And I think I may have said, and they said, "Well, let us do something for you." And I said, "All right, well, let's just go out to dinner together, and we'll call it that." So I think I may have brought it up, but I didn't want them to have to give me money,
right?
Because it was just, I'll do you a favor, and then like kind of you'll get me back for something I may need in the future.
Of course.
Same? No?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Well, George arrives. He actually asked Kelly out. They're going to do a day date, which is great. Less pressure than at night.
Love the day date. No wine, no shower.
Very true. The day date is nice.
Now, wait a minute. Isn't the day date... or I guess
day date. Sorry.
But when I think of the day date, I think of lunch. And I seem to recall in the Pez dispenser, George talks about the lunch date like being bad, like it's getting demoted. You don't go from dinner back to lunch.
Yes.
Is this in the same vein?
I think no. This is good. This is a good stepping stone. In fact, if you're going to do the absolute like not bare minimum, but the least amount of pressure, for getting together, I think day date is the best. Especially like coffee and a walk, or something.
Both looking ahead. Maybe it's because it's early on. So you start off daytime, lunch, and then you progress to dinner, nighttime. But if you're already at dinner and you're going back to lunch, I think that's what they're getting at.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of equate it to like, it might send the wrong signal because it's like you just want to be friends, but I don't know if you do something fun like, hey, I'm going shopping later. Do you want to come with me? Or
you want to run an errand with me?
Not that, but something like you can do together, but not have the pressure of sitting down, looking at each other.
I dig.
Yeah, all right.
I'm with you. There's some deleted dialogue here that was cut out when Kramer came in. He mentioned that he was interested in a waitress from Reggie's, the coffee shop, and George says, "Well, there's only one way to do it, Kramer. You got to fix bayonets and march into that enemy line." And Kramer replies, "Well, I'm just going to ask her out." And George says, "That's good too."
Nice. So we would have gotten some setup for Kramer's girlfriend this week, Hildy.
Who works at Reggie's.
And George is, I don't know, he's got some confidence. He's riding that wave.
Yeah.
But next scene here, we a lot of dating this episode. Elaine is in a taxi with her British boyfriend, Simon. And I gotta say, man, one of her worst boyfriends ever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in terms of how he treats her.
What a pompous ass this guy is.
But he's got fantastic hair. Oh, no?
Even more reason for me to hate him.
Well, I was just like, I hate this guy, but oh man, his hair looks really nice. Anyways, he's complaining about the airline food. Like, it wreaked havoc on my stomach. I can't do the voice. You might have to do it this week. Elaine says something kind of contradictory here, I thought. You know, she likes airline food. And it didn't seem that way in the airport. Do you remember that? She seemed very frustrated with...
Is that because she had the kosher meal?
Well, yes, that's sort of the technicality here. You know, maybe she loves airline food, but since she got the kosher meal, I mean, who wants the kosher meal?
Well, I think it was such a dreadful experience for her. I'd like to see her on a flight where she gets the right seat, gets the right meal. It could be a completely different story.
Cookies!
We'll see her on a flight in a later season when she goes to Europe with Putty, and that one seems to be in the same vein as her airport plane ride, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's ever had a good experience, at least that we've seen. But when she tells Simon, I kind of like airline food, what's his response?
That's probably because of...
What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Where I come from, we don't say what. It's proper to say pardon.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Pardon?
Nothing. Very cute.
She seems kind of pleased with herself that she was able to, you know, he kind of made a smug comment about her, and then she flipped it at the end to kind of gain one on him.
Yeah, and two things. She says this should be interesting under her breath, and I actually never picked up on that. I had the subtitles on. That's how I noticed it.
Yeah,
I thought she was doing what he was doing, just, you know, kind of...
trailing off, but being insulting.
Right.
The trail off insult. It's another one. Yeah, I thought she was saying something more like swearing under her breath.
Well, that's the second point I wanted to make. It reminds me a lot of The Keys, the finale from season 3. Remember, you get, I forget the first instance, but I'm thinking of Jerry and Elaine on the couch, and she says under her breath, like, God, what a...
Exactly. What was that? Nothing. Yeah, that's what I
Exactly.
thought she was doing. Oh. Well, Daniel Garrell plays Simon the Englishman. He was in Chariots of Fire, Drop Dead Fred, and The Starter Wife.
Interesting. We were talking about Kenny's original name being Alvin.
Yes.
Simon's original name was Ian.
Ian?
Ian.
Ian.
Now, the fact that this Englishman's name was originally Ian makes me think that's a total joke recycle. Is that the term?
Oh, yeah. Let's coin it.
They are recycling that joke, or at least repurposing it in that future episode.
They liked it so much, and that little back and forth of Ian, that they wanted to bring it back. And it wasn't even for Craig, who, you know, the ponytail guy who works at that store. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on it too. Andover shop.
Yes, but it was
Nicole Miller's. Yes.
But it was Michael Standen, Norman
Brenner. Yeah.
Man, are we tired? What's going on here?
It's not having the air conditioning on. I'm telling you. Yes. I was so excited about this episode, but I'm having such difficulty getting through it because I'm
like
sweating.
That alien in Men in Black. What is word?
Anyways, let's cut over to Central Park. George and Kelly are on their day date, and she's telling him about these funky little hair clips that she makes and sells, and she's just waitressing, actually, because she's saving up for a trip to Europe. And, ooh, careful.
It's just horse manure. Horse manure's not that bad. I don't even mind the word manure. You know, it's a Noah, which is good, and a ma in front of it. Ma, Noah. I mean, when you consider the other choices, manure was actually pretty refreshing.
And Kelly follows this up by complimenting George's watch and saying, my boyfriend has one just like it. He loves watches. He's a real watch freak.
Well, how about that?
Ooh, look out. You stepped right in it.
Yeah, sure did. Now, at this point in the episode, we saw Kelly and George having this pleasant date. It seemed like it was going well. Did you, as the viewer, pick up that she may have called an audible?
Well, on the first view, and this is like my 100th view of this episode, I still think it's kept really neutral. Like, there's no way to tell if she's lying or not about the boyfriend, but there's enough evidence there to consider she is lying. Why go on the date, and why mention the boyfriend after George goes on this really weird
who in the same way with Lindsay, he's like, maybe I could use the bathroom. Last week he's going to talk about horse maybe the writing's on the wall. We see why George is having trouble keeping a girlfriend. Yes,
absolutely. Did you watch the most recent Silicon Valley?
Not yet.
Okay, well, no spoilers, but it had a joke very similar to this at the end, which I really appreciated. Considering that is an Alec Berg joint. Dan O'Keefe actually works on it as well.
The originator of the Festivus episode.
Yes, we forgot to mention him last week as a Seinfeld alum. But the last episode, I think it's called Bachmanity Insanity, felt like one of the most like Seinfeldian episodes.
Oh, cool.
Of Silicon Valley. And as soon as that joke came up, the whole boyfriend thing, I'm like, oh, come on. Like, this is just pure Seinfeld. But what about you? Do you think it's obvious that she's lying or telling the truth, or what?
I thought the fact that the boyfriend comment came right after Manor, that I thought she was lying.
Right. Well, we do know there's at least one person out there, perhaps George's soulmate, that loves the manure conversation. Next season, we'll find out Miss Marissa Tomei thinks it's hilarious.
She's an Oscar winner.
Let's talk about this location here. Of course, they did not film this at Central Park. This location is actually at the CBS Radford studio, Lagoon. And the Lagoon, as it's known, was best known for being the home of Gilligan's Island.
You remember the Goon?
Right. That set no longer exists. They actually tore it down, and they built it up as a permanent Central Park set. And don't quote me on this, but I think like that, the street backlot, this set is used a lot in TV shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or anything that takes place in New York, and they need a park. And they probably refer to it as the park, not the lagoon anymore. But it is really cool when you think of like TV history. They're walking, where Skipper and Gilligan, or I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Talking about something.
Go ahead.
Coconut radios.
Did you notice there was a horse on horse and carriage that went by when George and Kelly were on their date?
Oh.
Could that have been Rusty?
Maybe.
Double Dipper. He's not Double Dipper, but
the first appearance of Rusty. All right. Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. George is flipping out about the boyfriend comment. What does she think I asked her out for?
And it's the way they just slip it in there, too.
Oh, man.
Well, let me ask you this. What exactly did you say when you asked her out?
I said, would you like to go for a walk or something?
Oh, a walk. Well...
Or something. I said, or something.
Or something. Yeah, that's a date.
There you go.
Of course, there is always the possibility that she called an audible.
What do you mean?
Well, she got up to the line of scrimmage, didn't like the looks of the defense, and changed the play.
I think things were going okay. We were having a nice conversation.
Uh-huh.
I mentioned how I liked horse manure.
You did?
Yeah.
You said you liked horse manure.
Yeah. About how when you break it down, it's really a very positive thing. You have a newer with a ma in front of it. Manure. It's not bad.
And it was around this point that she mentioned the boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, you think because of what I said about the manure? I was just saying how it takes a negative thing and puts a positive spin on it.
I'm just saying there's a chance she may not have been enamored with your thoughts and feelings on manure.
So you don't think she really has a boyfriend?
My honest opinion, I think she made it up.
Well, then she's just a liar, isn't she?
I think this is one of the most underrated George Jerry scenes. Like, people don't reference this one. They might not quote it a lot, but there's just so much good stuff here.
I marvel at how incredible the analogy is to equate lying on a date to calling an audible as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. So Kelly really, she got up, she saw the looks of it, she didn't like the looks of the defense, and she called an audible. That is exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. And again, brilliant. I wonder if that was Fred Stoller or was that Larry David, you know? But it's a masterpiece.
Something you brought up right there, I just wonder what Larry and Jerry rewrote in this episode, because we know they always take a pass on a script. This just feels like pure Larry David, without a doubt. I love that stuff at the beginning with, would you like to go for a walk or something? Or something. I said or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a date.
There you go. Yeah.
And did you notice throughout this clip, it seems like Jerry, even though he already knows the answer, he's kind of leading George, wanting George to discover it for himself.
I think once Jerry hears about the manure comment, then he's like, oh yeah, she made it up. Like she was trying to get out of this.
Yeah, I guess once George mentions how he liked horse manure, that's when Jerry says, you did. And then he has to repeat it. And long pause. I guess you're right. I guess they kind of arrive at it together.
It was around this point that she mentioned the boyfriend.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
During this clip, when Jerry says, you said you liked horse manure, you can hear Larry David's signature laugh right there. Mm-hmm. Always a treat. Little Easter egg.
You said you liked horse manure.
Yeah.
That last line too. Well, then she's just a liar, isn't she? For some reason, the text just in front of me, it reminds me of when they saw Titanic. And he's like, so that old woman, she was just a liar, right?
Oh, yeah. Bit of a tramp, too.
So Kramer enters, and Jerry, of course, thinks he wants something to eat, but no, he's loving this no refrigerator thing. He actually discovered that he really likes depriving himself of things. It's fun.
Very monastic.
Yes. I get a real kick whenever I go from crappy eating to healthy.
Oh, yeah. You feel great.
Yeah, great feeling.
I wish I could remember what that feeling feels like.
Are you crappy eating right now?
All
or
crap
healthy
right
eating?
now.
I was just at my in-laws over Memorial Day weekend, and my God, they have so much junk food.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm just like, oh, they have a little bit of this,
Is it like all the Little Debbie Hostess stuff?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a lot of processed food that we just don't keep at our place. So I kind of feel like, oh, this is my chance to have whatever I want.
Yeah. I'm eating carbs now. I'm eating pasta. Like I get these bagel sandwiches. I wasn't doing that for the past couple years, and now I don't want to go back. I'm just like I do have that. I'm hooked on it. Mm-hmm. It's really sad.
Well, love how Kramer lists all the food he buys fresh, and he does that noise. I eat it. How does he do it?
You nailed it. That was
I got
really
it.
good.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Add that to my CV. Turns out Kramer asked out this waitress he likes from Reggie's, and what's she like?
Well, her name's Hildy, and I tell you, she's a full-figured gal.
Is she?
Oh, you better believe it, buddy.
So George gets an idea and asks Kramer to find out if Hildy knows Kelly from Monks and if she really has a boyfriend. And the phone rings. It's Kenny. Wonders if he could get that meal tonight.
Yeah, you want to get that meal, don't you?
How about Mendy's? Ooh, ever been there?
Meet you at 7.
We cut over to Mendy's.
I start off with curls. That's good for the bicep. I do 10 reps, 2 sets.
That's fantastic.
You work out with weights?
No, I don't.
You should.
Why?
You worn the suit yet?
No, not yet.
Have you decided?
Oh, get the swordfish. Best swordfish in the city. The best, Jerry.
The salmon.
And you?
You know what I think? I'm just gonna have soup. Yeah, I'll save the meal for another time.
Another time? What other time?
I had a hot dog earlier. I'm not that hungry.
No, Ben, This is the dinner. The soup counts.
Soup's not a meal. You're supposed to buy me a meal.
I'm not stopping you from eating. Go ahead and eat. Get anything you want.
But I don't want anything but soup.
Then that's the meal.
But I had the hot dog.
I didn't tell you to have a hot dog. Who told you to have a hot dog?
Hey, I give you a brand new Armani suit, and you won't even buy me a meal.
All right, fine. Get the soup.
Probably the most classic scene from this episode.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, without a doubt. And probably the most classic Kenny Bania scene, really.
I think so, too. Yeah. Yeah, I always equate him with working out and health. Because when we're introduced to him, he's talking about how huge he got.
Soup as well.
Yeah. Barbells and soup.
That delivery. You know what? I think I'm just going to have the soup. Yeah, I'll save the meal for another time.
Ooh, that is a swindle, if I ever heard one.
And he's so happy. He's like smiling.
He totally suckered Jerry into 2 outings with him now.
No, Bania, no. Oh, boy.
I agree with Jerry here that the act of sitting down, him treating him to a meal, counts, regardless of what you get.
Absolutely.
And they're at a fancy restaurant.
Absolutely, man. It's not just the meal. I don't know if Jerry brings this up later. It's the effort of going out and saying, I'm taking you out for dinner, get whatever you want.
That's his argument to Elaine. The dinner is the act of sitting down with him.
Absolutely, 100%.
And she wants to contemplate, what did he actually eat? What did he ingest that would define whether it's a meal?
And also, like, what kind of friend is that where it's like, I'll save the meal for another time. Like, it's this thing you're going to hold over them. Like,
well,
I would never hold something over you like that and be like, Vinny, you owe me this still.
But you got to look at it you got to look at it from Bania's point of view, in that Bania thinks he and Jerry are friends, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll just next time we see each other, I'll cash in on my IOU."
Yeah, I guess
or you owe me.
It's the whole thing of IOU. Like, I don't know. It seems so. If you're good friends, like, who cares, right?
Yeah, you don't keep track.
But he had the hot dog, the Papaya King hot dog, probably.
Who told you that hot dog?
I do like that moment earlier when Benny's like, or Benny, Kenny's like, "Oh, get the swordfish, best swordfish in the city."
Oh, the salmon.
That's basically like the equivalent of a "fuck you."
It really is.
Love that.
The waiter in this clip is played by Mike Kaplan. Mm-hmm. I don't have anything on him.
Well, it's funny when I saw the name Michael Kaplan. I'm like, that name sounds really familiar, and I Googled it, and he's a costume designer.
On the show?
No, on like feature films. Like most recently, he did The Force Awakens. Like he's like one of the
and there's
big name in costume designer.
There's also a comedian named Mike Kaplan, but he spells it like MYK or MYQ or something. Anyway,
with an I. Anyways, later, next day probably, we're on the sidewalk outside of Elaine's apartment. I like this setting. It's Elaine sitting on her stoop.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to use the new backlot.
Is this the same stoop we see when she gets the armoire?
Yes, where Kramer will have his cushions
and his nice hot cup of mulligatawny hit the spot.
Yes. Old Jerry is telling her about Kenny ordering soup, and I like this. She tries to figure out if it constitutes a meal or not, and this is very similar to, I said, let's go for a walk or something. They're breaking down the elements. So what kind of soup was it?
I don't know, consomme or something.
Was it a cup or a bowl?
A bowl, okay?
Did he crumble any crackers in it? Did he crumble any crackers?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Ah, well, crackers in a bowl. That could be a meal.
It's like I'm talking to my Aunt Sylvia here. Now, there is a line that you and I love to use. That is, anytime the other one says something just incoherent, it's like you're talking to your Aunt Sylvia.
Mm-hmm. Now, Vinny, with your significant other, have you thrown out a Seinfeld line or two that she doesn't get? She thinks it might just be like, original Vinnie material.
She thinks I'm hilarious with my Seinfeld. Yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll say something and she'll laugh, and I'll say, "Do you know where that's from?" And she'll say, "No." So I have to explain.
Well, when I first started dating Liz, I used this line frequently. It's like I'm talking to my Aunt Sylvia here.
Let me guess. She thought you had an Aunt Sylvia.
You're correct. And months, maybe even years went by. I'm not sure where it, finally came out. This is a Seinfeld line. Yeah, she was convinced I had an Aunt Sylvia. But she does like this line so much, she uses it sometimes too when I'm just not getting what she's saying or understanding a situation.
Oh, really? It's crossed over?
It has.
That's the ultimate when you found love, when you can get your significant other who could care less about your obsession with Seinfeld, when she quotes Seinfeld as well.
Yeah, she like dips her toe into that pool.
Speaking of pool, it's like that scene from Deadpool when his girlfriend makes the Star Wars reference. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "As if it's Empire." And he's like, "Oh, it's like I made you in a computer."
Right.
The perfect girl. Ooh, now remember Jerry Lane, she mentions consomme. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing Bania didn't get the bouillabaisse.
Oh, very good.
Although that was at a different restaurant entirely.
So what was the situation with that? Bouchard's, they used the consomme for toilet?
No, they used the bouillabaisse. You want to stick with the consomme. You didn't hear from me, but stick with the consomme, right? Because they use the bouillabaisse as a toilet.
Right, and then, yeah, I always get confused because Jerry's like screwing Elaine over in the end of that episode.
Yeah, because Jerry tells her to get the bouillabaisse, and George starts coughing, or coughs before. He got it.
I always think of those bloopers where George or Jason has to, choke on the water, take after take. Anyways, I had a question here. Where do you fall on the meal debate? I think we kind of addressed it earlier. It definitely was the meal, the act of going out, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
what I'm kind of taken aback by is Jerry seems to be very frustrated at Elaine's questions. But isn't this the exact type of subject he would find fascinating and want to delve into?
Absolutely.
What constitutes a meal? But I think it's because it's Bania and the fact that he has to have another meal with this guy. He can't get him out of his life. That he's upset, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is pure, I think Jerry influence on Elaine, where she's thinking the way he would in this situation. But, it's kind of interesting, now the shoe is on the other foot, so to speak. Anyway, Simon comes out of the apartment asking for some cash. The $6 in Elaine's purse wasn't enough. I like it when he's like, "No, there was only $6," and she makes a face.
Like, "Oh, you're rummaging through my stuff." All right.
But Jerry slowly starts to offer. He's like, "Oh, I got some cash." And he just takes the 20 from him. "Thanks, mate." And as he heads out, sort of coy about what he's doing, just visiting, and he won't be back for dinner.
Pardon? Now, just visiting in New York for $20? You ain't visiting in New York for no $20.
No, he's going to take a cab probably across town.
Isn't that the whole trip?
Not really. I mean, depends.
I thought he wouldn't to get a beer at a bar.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? He can't get anything for $20.
Hey, mate, fancy a beer? Well, next scene, we're at Monk's. Jerry joins George for lunch, who is apparently pretty nervous to see Kelly. He's not sure if he should say anything. And when she gets to their booth, what does she ask?
Well, what's it going to be?
Love that delivery.
There's no banter there.
It's dangling, that kind of question. At trivia, whenever I go to tables to, collect answer sheets when people are still figuring out answers, I'll always use that line, "What's it going to be?"
Do they get it?
Not really, because it's so vague, but I just like that. I like her delivery and just that, as we'll find out later, they try to figure out, what does that mean? What's it going to be? Did you hear that? Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. Very bad.
A lot of tension there. And she kind of turns into a jerk as well. What do you have? Are you eating? It's in that vein.
Yeah, a little snarky.
Yeah, a little bit.
All because he mentioned manure.
Anyways, Kenny arrives.
Oh, no, it's Kenny. Slide out, sweet kids.
Hey! You won the suit yet?
Actually, I did. I put it on last night and slept in it.
You did?
Oh, I'm joking.
Oh! Can I squeeze in?
Sure you can.
Can I take your order?
What kind of soup do you have?
Why don't you get a sandwich?
Okay. I'll have tomato soup and tuna on toast.
Okay. This is it, you know. This is the meal. So stock up, buddy boy.
What are you talking about? This isn't a meal.
Yes, it is. Soup and sandwich. That is a meal.
You're supposed to buy me dinner in a nice restaurant like Mendy's.
I tried to do that.
This is lunch in a coffee shop.
Doesn't matter. This is it. This completes the transaction.
Oh, soup and a sandwich for a brand new Armani
how
suit.
immature
Is that any kind of a
and how
gesture?
wonderful. The little slide out so we can't sit in. And the simultaneous slide.
Hildy about your friend.
They're children,
She doesn't
really.
have a boyfriend. She made it up.
Absolutely. And I loved Jerry's sarcasm. Yeah, I put it on last night and slept in it.
And the look of confusion on Kenny's face. You did?
I'm joking. It's kind of scary because you're like, what is this guy's deal? Like, he's up, he's down.
Aren't you supposed to be a comedian? You should get that.
Oh boy. Well, Jerry tries to, of course, as we just heard, tries to convince Kenny, this is the meal. But Kenny says, this is lunch in a coffee shop.
But they do love that coffee shop.
Mm-hmm. But Jerry seems to be, putting his foot down. Like, this is it. This is the second meal I'm buying for you. We're done.
I'm not stopping you from eating. Get anything you want.
Clamps Casino. Kramer, of course, says at the end, too, Hildy told him that Kelly doesn't have a boyfriend. She made it up. And
George loses his appetite over that.
Yeah, big time. No cold chicken sandwiches for him. So we get an act break, and then we're at Elaine's apartment. Elaine arrives while Simon is out getting some beer.
And I'm not expecting any change.
Simon is hinting at how he'd like to stay longer than 2 more days. Turns out he has no money and no prospects.
Did we mention that it's an open-ended ticket? He can leave whenever he wants. And Elaine flew him in on her frequent flyer miles?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We did mention that?
Yes. But I think there was sort of the understanding like, hey, I'm probably going to stay, for a week or however long.
Well, I think she was happy that she met this Englishman, they hit it off, and it was kind of like this little relationship that could blossom. You can stay as long as you want, but the fact that he's just using her to, frequent the city is what's irritating her.
And I kind of got the vibe that he knew someone in the city. He said earlier, just visiting. Mm-hmm. Like he had like an old fling or something. Perhaps. Like he was trying to see. But I feel like later on you kind of get the feeling that he just wants to be like an American citizen or do something to really kind of just, he basically took advantage of Elaine.
Yeah. He's a jerk.
At least he offers a beer though. So Kenny calls Jerry, and the two have a little tiff about the meals and the suit. Jerry gets so fed up, he just gives the suit to Simon. And, Simon's like, oh, yeah, I'll take that suit off your hands. No worries there. A weird moment, though. Jerry throws Elaine car keys. I didn't understand this. And I don't know if this ties into a deleted scene we don't know about, but she catches them, and that's it. So... I mean, later we find out that Simon is giving Elaine back a set of keys, but those I think were to her apartment.
Well, if that's the case, maybe I didn't even notice that. But now I'm thinking, maybe does Jerry still have Elaine's spare set of keys for her apartment?
That's what I thought it was at first. Jerry was giving Elaine her spare set to give to Simon.
Simon could use them.
But Jerry says, or one of them says, car keys. Like they established their car keys.
Well, maybe she's just borrowing Simon's car. I mean, Jerry's car.
Yeah, it just seems like a weird little moment in this.
Yeah, why say that, or why even have that? Yeah, or I'm not sure.
Maybe the spare set is on his car keys.
All right.
Anyways,
if that pleases you.
Kenny calls again. He's done some thinking over the past 20 seconds. He wants his suit back, but Jerry tells him, too bad, he already gave it away.
Well, Kenny can't give something and then take it back. I mean, what is he?
Vinny, hang on.
A person that gives something back and then they're dissatisfied and they wish they had never given it to the person they originally gave it to.
Clean rating, man. We got to keep it clean here.
What? I'm right in there.
Kramer arrives, acting a little preoccupied. Preoccupido?
Hey. Yeah. Well, how's everything?
Okay.
Good. What's going on?
Nothing.
Really?
You want food, don't you?
It's not for me. It's for Hildy. The waitress I was telling you about? She's hungry. She wants food. If I go back in there without any food, there's going to be trouble.
All right, go ahead.
Did you find anything?
Yeah. There's a few things in here. Peanut butter, cheese, yeah.
Cheese is good. What kind?
Swiss.
All right, I'll have to do. Come on.
Oh man, this I really like because Jerry is so good at reading Kramer. He knows his friend and neighbor so well. You want food, don't you?
It's not for me. It's for Hildy.
Kramer's very coy about it. He's like, so what are you doing? Nothing. So what's happening? And he like does this move where he's like
It's like Pat
fondling himself. But we do see Hildy in person. She's played by actress Linda Wallum, who is more known for her producing and writing credits. She wrote and produced on Sybil, that 70s show, that 80s show, The Comeback, Whitney, and Nurse Jackie.
Oh, nice.
And, fun fact, she also played a TV producer in Sour Grapes, Larry David's movie.
There you go.
Fact.
I'm sure this Hildy character is one of the most unlikable characters, but I just love her performance.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
What is she... Does she scream out here?
No, it's later. Food! But this one has some good lines in it. Like, yeah, cheese is good. What kind?
Swiss.
All right, I'll have to do. Come on. What's her deal?
And speaking of her being described as a full-figured gal, it got me thinking, does Kramer have a type that he dates?
I think I have what you're looking for. Looking at Hildy, though, she's not that full-figured.
Not at all. But it actually got me thinking of all, the main four. Do any of them have a type, really?
Well, later on, like George and Jerry seem to all be dating supermodels for some reason.
Of course.
I think Elaine has a type. She has two types. She has the unattractive intellectual.
And then the rugged athletic type?
Kind of like the dim, hunky, mimbos.
Of course.
But I think Jerry is the one who has a type, and that's the more supermodel.
Eye candy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then George likes full lips, dark hair, pinkish hue.
You're describing Marissa Tomei right there.
He may not always get those girls, but that's, I think, what he's looking for.
Yes, absolutely. Kramer, though, does he date, full-figured women?
Other than when he is the ass man, as you pointed out. But, yeah, I can't really... Who else does he... He dates the librarian. There's a lot, but these are ones we're just thinking of now.
For sure. Well, later on, we're on the sidewalk. Jerry meets up with George outside of Monk's. George is too uncomfortable to go inside because of Kelly. And when Elaine arrives, Jerry explains, and George gets even more upset and suggests, let's go to some place called Reggie's. Sorry, Reggie's.
No, I got you.
Okay. Elaine isn't happy, especially since they don't have big salads. And George is like, they'll make you a big salad. So we cut over to Reggie's, which we'll come to know later as the Bizarro Monks, right?
Yeah, the Bizarro coffee shop.
Look at this. They make a point of saying on the menu, no egg white omelets. Look at that.
So what? Have a yolk. It won't kill you.
Hello.
Hi, Hildy. Can I get an egg white omelet?
Did you read the menu?
All right, just give me a Western.
How about a big salad? A big salad? You see?
Just tell her what you want. They'll make it for you.
It's a salad, only bigger, with lots of stuff in it. I can bring you 2 small salads. Could you put it in a big bowl? We don't have big bowls. All right, just give me a cup of decaf. We have Sanka.
Again, Hildy is awesome in this scene. The way she just cuts off each character with what the Bizarro equivalent would be at Reggie's.
Just give me a Western.
Western's not bad.
I could bring you 2 small salads. I like that.
We don't have big bowls.
Give me a cup of decaf. Oh, boy.
Remember when we went to Monks? Monks. Remember when we went to Tom's with Rich, and he ordered, I think, a bowl of Kicks, but then he also wanted to get a Western, too?
Yes.
He's like, just give me a Western. Yeah. He was so happy to throw those in there.
That visit when you and Rich came out. This is way back in 2007, and we went to Kenny Kramer's reality bus tour. We did Monks. We did the Empire State Building, which doesn't tie into Seinfeld, but
it's a fun day.
It was the most touristy thing I've ever done. That was a great trip. Vinny, the scene with Hildy at Reggie's, I always liked it. It's really short, and we'll see, of course, Reggie's come back in the Bizarro Jerry, but there was a huge deleted scene that was cut at the end of this.
Absolutely.
And I know usually you run through like the dialogue and everything, but I'd love to play audio from it.
Hey, the less work I have to do, the better. So please.
Well, we should probably set it up here. After they order, Hildy's boss, who's kind of like the Larry of Reggie's, complained to her that Kramer, her boyfriend, was calling too often, and he threatens to fire her if he calls again.
And we actually hear that later in the episode, but now we're going to, you guys are going to hear it, but you can see it on the DVD.
Right. And the coolest thing about this guy who plays the manager there, he's played by someone named Marvin Braverman. What's so incredible about this is he has been in Seinfeld twice. He was in the handicap spot. He played the guy that comes in to arrest Frank Costanza for parking in a handicap spot.
I remember. He had glasses on.
He's also one of Jerry's poker buddies in The Opposite.
Aha.
So if this deleted scene were canon, he would have been a triple dipper.
Damn.
Anyways,
can we get a loyal fan to edit these deleted scenes in, like the extended cut?
Right. Well, this is a good bit of audio here for you guys to listen to. After the manager scene, George is going to talk to the guy about the crappy service.
No brewed decaf.
Hey, Huggy. Your boyfriend Kramer's on the phone. I'm getting sick of all these calls.
Would you pipe down?
Pipe down? Because one more time you're out.
All right, George, let's get out of here. This is no good. All right, just give me 2 minutes. Hey, buddy. You see that table over there?
Yeah?
All right, now get this, buddy. You're looking at 3 people that never eat a meal at home. You understand? Never. I don't even own silverware. You see that guy on the left? All he knows how to make is cereal. You're looking at a gold mine. Now, we're looking for a new place, and we're going to need big salads, egg white omelets, and brewed decaf. I am opportunity, buddy. Anybody home?
I really like the way George kind of establishes that, hey, we're going to be your best customers if you treat us a little better.
Yeah.
But I like that, but I do not like the attitude. Like, hey, buddy.
Anybody home?
Yeah. Now, I wonder why you're going to get bad service here.
Mm-hmm. So it would have been cool to see this in the episode, but totally understand. They have to just take out a big chunk for time. It's a very dense episode. Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment, and George is complaining, hey, I can't go to Monk's anymore because of Kelly. And some interesting trivia here. He says he's been going to Monk's for 7 years. So if we go back, that means 1987 is when he first started going there. I just wonder what drew Jerry and George to this diner for the first time.
I do like this coffee shop.
Anyways, if anyone should be forced to leave, it should be her.
She's on your turf.
And George thinks if only there was a way to get her fired, He knows how to get himself fired.
Well, it's funny. You think of George Costanza, you think, wow, this guy can get fired, the way any way he wants. But when he tries to get fired from the Yankees so that he can go work for the Mets, he's bodysuit man. He takes Babe Ruth's, famed jersey, baseball uniform out of the case and drips fresh strawberries on it.
I think the most classic George firing scene up to this point was with Mr. Lippman with the, you had sex with your cleaning lady on your desk.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most memorable firing. But Kramer arrives in a panic. He needs more food for Hildy, but Jerry's all out. So Kramer starts nervously searching the cabinets and fridge. Food! Turns out Hildy is really mad because she got fired. As we heard in that deleted scene, Kramer was calling over to Reggie's a couple of times, and the manager didn't like it. And what a great payoff. Jerry spins to George, who's totally in sync.
Yeah. Those minds are, perfect way to put it.
Snaps his fingers with one hand, dialing the phone with the other. Moving on to the last scene of the episode, we're at Monk's. Jerry and Elaine are out to eat. And we get a lot of storylines wrapping up here. Elaine catches Jerry up on the Simon disaster. He's heading back to England, but he's going to stop by Monk's to return her keys. He's a real bounder, isn't he?
Yes, he's one of those bounders. Which I looked up. Bounder is actually a British word for dishonorable man.
Ah, there you go.
So it's quite
appropriate.
Yeah, that they use a British term to describe this dishonorable British man.
There you go. I like her realization. She's like, yes, those bounders.
Oh.
Now we're back to normal. Kelly drops off Jerry's egg white omelet and Elaine's big salad.
Thank you.
Now there's a proper thank you for the big salad, right?
Yes. Thank you, Kelly.
Kelly, please. Kelly is happy because Friday is her last day. Bloomingdale's ordered a bunch of her clips, and now she doesn't have to waitress anymore.
Oh.
Kenny approaches the booth, demanding his suit back, but Jerry once again tells him, I don't have it.
Man, it really is rapid fire of wrap up Simon's story, bam. Wrap up Kelly's story, bam. Wrap up Bania's story, bam.
It works, though.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it feels very forced, and of course you want dovetailing to work. I mean, there's some dovetailing here.
Yeah.
But I think it's great, really, how efficient they are in this episode.
I just said it was great.
I, too, think it's great. Did you watch this deleted scene that was yanked right out of the middle of this conversation?
I did. This deleted scene had Kenny telling the gang that he was now dating Kelly the waitress.
Hey, Jerry, where's my suit?
I don't have it. You want half my omelet?
Hi.
Almost ready?
Just a few more minutes.
I waited to ask her out until she wasn't working here anymore. I didn't want to get into one of those situations.
Yeah, that gets sticky.
Yeah.
There you go. So Kenny and Kelly are now a couple. Which
that would have been cool to leave in because Kenny kind of was riding George's coattails here. And then as we'll see in a later episode, Kenny is going to is going to ride.
Turn on the air conditioner.
Help me please.
Well,
Kenny is going to ride Jerry's coattails by dating Jenna, the toothbrush in the toilet bowl.
And I think there'll be another coattail fish eating whatever with eating laughs when Kenny gets Uma Thurman's number.
Wow, he cuckolded all three of the gang.
I love that term.
It's really a naughty term.
Well, remember that guy Larry from The Outing and The Wife?
You know me.
Was he the manager? Was he a cook, an owner? Well, he's back, and he's getting irate with George on the phone. And he's good, man. I love that. It's like, I told you, she can't talk, or whatever. And he's like, you better tell your boyfriend to stop calling here.
Lawrence Manley, back as the manager of Monks. I like to think of it as he started off as a lowly cook, and then he worked his way up to manager. Now he runs the show.
Absolutely.
But we first saw him in The Outing, then he was back in The Wife, now The Soup. Then we'll see him in The Soup Nazi, The Foundation, and then finally The Abstinence.
Crazy. Good run. And once again, he tells, Kelly, tell your boyfriend, stop calling. And she is so quick to see what's going on and explains, oh, he's not my boyfriend. Like, he's the bald guy with glasses that's always here with Jerry and Elaine. I think he's trying to get me fired. Like, she sees through all of this bullshit. And that's when...
And then the Jerry and Elaine cower in the booth. I hope he doesn't see us.
Hide their faces. Yeah, and Larry, of course, approaches them. Hey! Yeah, I got a message for you.
Hey! Yeah. I got a message for you. You tell your friend George that the next time I see him around here, I'm gonna turn him into my own personal hand puppet.
So good, man. I wish he had, like... I guess he has a scene almost every season, but it just doesn't seem like enough.
Mm-hmm.
Really like him. And I wanted to give a shout out based on that clip of to Martin Bowe, one of our longtime listeners. He delivered another excellent Seinfeld drawing this week. It's of Larry the manager with George as his personal hand puppet. It's not as graphic as you think it would be, but we'll include that picture in our show notes, and you guys can look forward to a drawing in our show notes every week, thanks to Martin, in case we don't get a chance to mention it.
Hand up his ass.
You ever see him do that? But thanks again, Martin, for the great drawing. I love getting these each week. And this is when Simon arrives in the Armani suit, acting like a real douche as he drops off the keys. When's he leaving?
Elaine, are you trying to get rid of me? I want to miss Simon.
Yeah. He was supposed to leave tomorrow, but he's been set up with a job interview that might allow him to stay indefinitely. And it's all thanks to this suit.
He's a shoo-in, isn't he?
Thanks again. And this is when Elaine, quick decision, turns to Kenny at the counter and tells him, hey, you still want to get that suit back?
Yeah.
There it goes.
Hey, come here, you.
Oh, get off it. Take off
that suit.
Wow, it's like a radio drama. Yeah, Kenny sprints out of Monk's, and we hear him fight with Simon outside for the suit back. And we end on that freeze frame of Jerry and Elaine, like, raising their forks. Yeah, in triumph.
My money is on Kenny in this fight since he's been working out.
Absolutely, man.
Unhand me.
And, man, I love this ending, but it got me thinking that two components of it were used in previous episodes that I hated. For example, you got the scuffle of, Kenny going out there and you have this, like, off-camera fight.
Yeah.
That was in the busboy with Elaine's boyfriend and Antonio, the busboy. Like, who do you think you're talking to? You know it.
You bumped into me.
Yeah, there you go. I hate that. That's like one of my least favorite moments. And then remember at the end of the Red Dot with Jerry doing stand-up, and Dick is sitting in the audience, sober, and he's like, I think he's totally off the wagon. He's like, you mean on the wagon?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get smart. And they toast, or like Dick toast.
Yeah.
I hate that moment too.
You don't like the Dick toast?
No Dick toast. But this ending here has both of those moments, off-screen fight and a little, raise of the forks, but they work. It works so well.
Huh, I wonder, why do you think that is that you like this one versus those other two?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know if the fight is better acted and the toast is like less cheesy.
Yeah, the toast is between two principal characters for one. Secondly, it's Bania getting into a fight, and I think we both really like Banya's character. And this is a modern episode versus those other two, which are more, that first third of Seinfeld. We break them into the three parts.
Yeah, just the tone in those early episodes felt off. But here, it like raising those forks, and it's like in Triumph, like they both kind of like got what they wanted.
And they're back to normal. They're back at their favorite coffee shop.
And there is something like horrible happening off screen. Like a man is getting beaten up.
Well, both characters, both Bania and Simon, are despised by Jerry and Elaine respectively.
Right.
So another reason why they're happy to toast that both these characters are coming to blows.
Right. It's that contrast, I guess, of like humor with the dark, whereas in the Red Dot, it's like the toast was supposed to be like, aw, and the fight was supposed to be like a serious, moment. All right, that's meaning that we're moving on to the epilogue at Reggie's. George sits at a booth in a practically empty diner, getting ready to eat. He's like tossing the pepper shaker accidentally, and just a great shot of him alone,
No dialogue, just him fumbling with the silverware and the condiments on the table.
I think they reused this shot in a later episode. Don't they?
Is it George alone?
Yeah, it's George eating alone at Reggie's. I don't think it's the Bizarro.
Oh, it's when his worlds collide.
That's right. Yeah. I think they just reused this shot.
Okay.
Because I remember him sitting in the back booth.
Mm-hmm.
It's practically empty.
Does he throw the pepper shaker again?
No, I bet you they use like footage from like I don't know, like the tail end or at the beginning of the clip, like something not here, just him eating.
Okay. Which is like the sad, tragic George by himself because he's been ousted from his group.
Right. Something we didn't mention earlier too about Reggie's, the interior. I think it's the same set or very similar to the one in the Bubble Boy.
Oh yeah.
Remember when
the layout feels the same?
The silver or the chrome and the blue seems very similar. Should we wrap up here? Move on to ratings and reviews?
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So Matt, is this episode the best episode in the city? The best?
I don't know about the best. Let's just say good. No, I think this is one of the best, especially from this season. I love this episode. I think it's probably the best Kenny Bania episode, which isn't putting the other episodes down. You know, it's saying how good this one is.
Of course not.
Love the George and Kelly stuff, that dilemma, you know, of possibly being lied to and then having to avoid someone because you feel awkward. Great guest stars this week, very minor roles, but still Hildy was great. Simon was great.
Yeah.
Just all around a great episode.
And we see one of the most, if not the most memorable double dipper, which is also cool to see her conclusion here.
And getting the first and really only episode written by Fred Stoller. He will get a story by credit later on in the season, right?
Yes, and the face painter.
Right. But yeah, just like such a great, you know, single shot episode really for Fred. I really
Nailed
like
it.
Yeah. But yeah, how do you feel like overall?
Overall, this was a solid episode. It's funny. I feel like this one's a little bit underrated. This one never comes up when I'm thinking about great Seinfeld episodes. But Kenny Bania is one of the all-time great Seinfeld secondary characters. Love Steve Hytner, and like you talked about earlier, great guest stars this week. And I thought the stories did dovetail nicely at the end, and the fact that we noticed that they really do. And in succession there, they wrap up each one like bullet points. It works perfectly for this episode.
And we didn't talk about it, but the Kramer storyline does get wrapped up in a deleted scene. Like Hildy breaks up with him and he's like, please, I'll do whatever you want. I'll get like a bigger fridge. Or
any brand you want.
Right. But yeah, it does feel very complete in a sense.
Watching this particular episode, I didn't have as much to say. I think I was just kind of caught, wrapped up in the episode watching it. So I didn't have a lot to contribute this week. Apologies, everybody. But I'm watching it, really enjoying the episode from start to finish. So this is a good one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a fine episode. And I don't have the entire season 6 lineup, but I know this will be in my top half of season 6 if I were to rank all the episodes. Okay. I don't know if it's in like my top 5 favorite of the season, but it's a contender for sure. Like, I mean, Kenny Bania alone, I think, elevates it to like a top spot.
Let's see what we got left here. Got the mom and pop store coming up, the secretary, the race, the switch, label maker, scofflaw, beard, kiss hello, doorman.
Again, great episodes.
The Jimmy, the Doodle, the Fusilli Jerry, Diplomat's Club, face painter, understudy. Some good ones coming up.
Mm-hmm. Anything you don't like about this episode? Like,
there's memorable moments, but they just don't have the same panache as other memorable moments. Say, in a Soup Nazi episode or a Mom and Pop or Label Maker episode for some reason. But there's good stuff here. Good stuff.
There's really not a whole lot of iconic stuff in this episode yet. I feel like as a whole, it's a fantastic episode.
It's subtle things like I'm talking to my Aunt Sylvia here, or she's not going to put them on the glass. Mm-hmm. You don't see those in the clip show
Food.
Is that the Cookie Monster
I don't know what that
asking
one
for
was.
food?
Sorry.
But it's stuff that I think the hardcore Seinfeld fan will absolutely pick up on and love.
And it's also really dense because all of the characters have another character, a guest star, really to work off of.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. You know, it's very dense. There's a lot going on. Hence why they had to cut so many scenes. From this episode. But I guess the big question is, Vinny, will this find a place in your top 20 for now, or no?
As much as I love Fred Stoller, it will not.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Sorry, Fred.
I'm going to put this in my top 20. Yeah. I think it's going to go in my number 15. So I've got 3 season 6 episodes all in a row. I've got The Couch at 14. I've got The Soup at 15. And then I've got The Big Salad at 16 now.
Huh.
So there you go.
You are loving season 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. You know the drill. Send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word they're saying. Just driving around in John Voight's car.
Vinny!
We are discussing the 8th episode of Season 6, The Mom and Pop Store.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
It's like I'm talking to my Aunt Sylvia here.